So Sébastien Ogier is on the stage. He comes down the hill through that little chicane down towards the bridge and then into the bowl at the bottom. There's the water splash on that long steep climb uphill, and so this year's Monte Carlo winner, this year's Portugal Rally winner, the world champion elect, he could well sew it up this weekend. Comes over the first of the yumps. There's the second one down towards this very slippery section in the bowl as he slides the car through the right, up the rock, thumps one of those into the middle of the road as well, drags the car out of the hairpin, and now
I tell you what, that rock's not going to move though, and unless the marshal goes to move it, that's right on line. That's going to be on a left-hand wheel of the next car coming through.
And here is the marshal sprint to get the rock out of the way.
We have got 2-minute gaps.
Yes.
We're okay.
So there's the one on the road, and then there's also the other ones that have been dragged away from the pile on the inside, so 3 need shifting. Well done, guys, thank you. So the road is clear, ready for the next car through, and the order they run, it means it's going to be Oit Tanak. They will get the times, of course.
I think they will do. I don't think Hyundai will have enough points in the bag. We've virtually got to lose 3 cars for them to lose it.
Now, one of the good things about the current generation of car is that they are much faster than the previous. You're looking at between 380 and 400 brake horsepower, 6-speed sequential boxes, and they're a lot louder, so you can hear the cars long before you can see them. And very shortly, coming over the brow of the hill will be car number 1 then, the championship leader, the reigning world champion, Sébastien Ogier, and into he comes on the limit on what is looking like to be a drier and faster stage this time around.
It's called Dust. Dust in Wales.
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it?
So through the chicane, down towards the bridge, and then he's got the first of the 2 jumps. Sideways he comes into view, over the bridge, drops down, here comes the first of the jumps, gets well and truly airborne over that. There's a second drop in a moment, and now down towards the bowl he will come.
He was tight on that bit the first time. If you remember, he got the boulder out.
So Sébastien Ogier blasts away up the hill through the water splash. Through there. Again, the bat wags out. He gets close to the gate, but he's away.
I don't see the lines that he's just taken. This is going to be slower, I think.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to compare with his earlier time because he was on our first run through Sweetland only 3rd, only by his high standards, and we're at 2-minute intervals, aren't we, for the
We're
first
at 2-minute intervals for the first 16 cars, yes. Let's just listen to that car up there. Newville on 242.9 and Tanak on 243.3. So 1.7 seconds covers the first 3. And in a short stage, that's quite a lot.
It is, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to see the quotes from the drivers at the end of this, to hear what they're thinking about the conditions of the stage. As of now, Dayinsure very sideways down the hill. That's all a bit risky. Does he get away with it? He does, but that would have been a bit heart in mouth as he came down the hill towards the chicane. Didn't really look as though that was part of the game plan, did it?
I don't think so. He just went a little bit onto the right-hand side, onto the marbles.
Over the first jump down the step now. Whoa! Lands on 2 wheels, gets away with that, does he? Yes, he does. Great control from Dayinsure in that. And now powering his way up towards the hairpin, through which he goes. Momentum is there, catches it, up the hill. Over the jump, through the water Can't hold the energy in this, can you?
No, it's...
Thierry Neuville is going to be next. Now, Neuville, after the penalty last night for lateness, it was a 10-second penalty, is coming to this stage 7th after SS5 at Meherim.
Yeah, but clawing it back. 10 seconds does hurt, but over 200 miles, yeah, he can manage that.
It's good being
Right.
short then, isn't it?
The winner.
It's good being
Not quite.
short.
Time we await for Oit Tanak, and still not there. As soon as I get it, we'll confirm. But Thierry Neuville will be on the stage. Here he comes into view then now as the Hyundai i20 Coupe blasts down the hill. 43rd overnight, so the fact that he's 7th shows how hard he's had to work this morning.
Notice not as much dust on these second and third cars. It's almost as if, I know Mr. Ogier is very good at he's cleaning off the dusty stuff.
A lot of dust at the bottom of the stage there, and lots of air underneath the car as well.
He's really trying.
Totally sideways into the bowl. Thierry Neuville then, now he's on the power once again, sprinting his way up towards the hairpin. Loses a little bit of momentum. Oit Tanak, by the way, 1.7 seconds slower than 41.6. one in Germany and Sardinia this year. He was the fastest through this stage earlier when he did a 2:44.4, and in a moment we'll get a time for Sébastien Ogier. It is not up yet. He's got to go through the flying finish, then it's got to be computed and it will come up on the timing screen that we have. Tanak then, good to go. Martin Yabiova sitting alongside him, and again on a drier stage, very committed indeed as he comes down the hill, then heading towards that chicane. Nose of the car drops as he hits the brakes, slaloms his way through, back onto the power for his final run down the hill, and then again he's got to be oh so careful as he threads his way over the bridge and up towards the first of the jumps. Ogier's time is a 2:41.6, much quicker than this morning, and very spectacular indeed is Tanak, who could be even faster. He was the gun driver early on in the day. Perfect. Very impressive indeed this. Powers up the hill, accelerates his way now towards the next of the jump, then into the water. Down, he's on the power up, it's a long climb.
And no hesitation on any of the brakes, never even thought about it, no.
Runner-up last year on this event, he could well be a winner. It's going to be a fascinating battle, isn't it, across the three Fords.
That looked neater and tidier than Seb. I think they will do. I don't think Hyundai will have enough points in the bag. We've virtually got to lose 3 cars for them to lose it.
Now, one of the good things about the current generation of car is that they are much faster than the previous. You're looking at between 380 and 400 brake horsepower, 6-speed sequential boxes, and they're a lot louder, so you can hear the cars long before you can see them. And very shortly, coming over the brow of the hill will be car number 1 then, the championship leader, the reigning world champion, Sébastien Ogier, and into he comes on the limit on what is looking like to be a drier and faster stage this time around.
It's called Dust. Dust in Wales.
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it?
So through the chicane, down towards the bridge, and then he's got the first of the 2 jumps. Sideways he comes into view, over the bridge, drops down, here comes the first of the jumps, gets well and truly airborne over that. There's a second drop in a moment, and now down towards the bowl he will come.
He was tight on that bit the first time, if you remember, he got the boulder out.
So Sébastien Ogier blasts away up the hill through the water splash. Through there. Right, get the back wagged out. He gets close to the gate. He's away.
I don't see the lines that he's just taken. This is going to be slower, I think.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to compare with his earlier time because he was on our first run through Sweetland only 3rd, only by his high standards. And we're at 2-minute intervals, aren't we? For the
We're
first
at 2-minute intervals for the first 16 cars, yes. Let's just listen to that car up.
He could probably plan that for another 3 years and just about pop into that. He's got the age on his side. He's still only 27. I mean, he's been around 10 years because he started in the UK as a 17-year-old. Oh, yeah. First event he won was my own car club's event, the Quinton, at 17 in a Ford Focus WRC.
Very sideways as he came into view there, possibly just losing a little bit of time, but 3 times an event winner in the championship, runner-up in Germany for Hyundai. He won in Monte Carlo and Corsica in WRC2 for Skoda. He's driven for Citroën as well this year, so he's been moved from car to car. Of course, Citroën used him to sit in for Chris Meek while they benched him for an event, and then moved to Hyundai, and as he blasts his way down towards the bowl, he was very good early on because he was one of the first drivers through the Tier Princeton stage last night. He's going to bog down. There's also a bit of damage done on the front left corner. That was probably done on my hearing.
Moment. Give us 30 seconds before we've got car 2.
Here's Tanak then coming down the hill. Very committed as he finds the chicane and slides his way through that little sequence, that right-left flick, carry on down the hill, and he will in a moment make his way then over the bridge. This is the man that won in Germany, won in Sardinia. He's an outgoing Ford driver. There's the question mark over Ogier's future as well. Lots of air under the Fiesta as he comes over the first jump. He's sideways as he lands after the second. The time he's got to beat is a 2:44.6 as he comes then now up through the hairpin. Avoids all the rocks, drags the car up the hill, up through the gears, heads for the water splash. There's another jump, there's the water splash ahead of him. Does he get through there? Well, very sideways and close to the gate, but he's got away with it.
Well, he's always committed. Over one stage, you'd back him.